David Marquet is a retired U.S. Navy submarine captain and best-selling author of Turn the Ship Around. So, David, your reaction to this new report that the Navy heard the implosion days ago?
I guess it's possible. I don't know anything about it.
So what are your main questions following that afternoon press conference with the U.S. Coast Guard?
Yeah, well, I think it confirms our most likely scenario, which is as the submarine was descending toward the Titanic in the first hour and 45 minutes of its journey, some minute flaw, could have been a minute flaw, resulted in the tremendous pressure, causing an immediate and instantaneous collapse of the pressure vessel and the immediate death of all the people on board. And I think this was always the most likely scenario. So the search was in vain, and unfortunately, we were not able to recover them alive.
What impact, if any, do you think this will have on the future of missions like these?
Yeah, well, there'll certainly be a dampening impact on the future of tourism to the bottom of the ocean. But in the long run, I hope that we learn things, and I hope it becomes beneficial. I'm of two minds. One, I admire the innovation and the moving fast and the experimentation and the sense of exploration and really pushing things on the edge. As a race, we've benefited from the explorers who've risked and sometimes lost their lives. But at the same time, I got the sense, looking at the way the company talked about what they did and their operational rhythm, that they were applying Silicon Valley innovative rules of fail fast, which are maybe applicable if you're writing software to rent scooters, but Mother Nature is not like that. And if you don't follow all the rules, she's going to get you. And we've learned from over 100 years of operating submarines at sea, including losing some, and we go to sea for 60, 90 days at a time, that there's certain ways of operating submarines that come about safely and certain ways that you don't. Number one is a humility and a constant chronic unease with the sense that the ocean is pressing on the ship, and if you let down your guard, it's going to get you.
Do you think there was any chance the crew may have been able to survive? It sounds like from your previous statements that answer would be no.
Based on what happened, the crew had 0.0% control over the situation. They had 0.0% ability to impact the outcome of the situation. I think the most likely, it doesn't appear that, for example, that they drove accidentally into the Titanic. I think the most likely scenario is there was something wrong with the vessel when they left the mothership. There was a minute flaw, there was a minute crack, there was a fitting that just wasn't connected just quite right, or there was a bolt that was made of the wrong material, or something minute that wasn't detected, and that flaw was there at the start, and it was just a matter of time. And when they reached the right depth, it gave way, and it was over for them.
What was your takeaway from this entire incident and the world watching this week?
Yeah, there was a couple of interesting things from my perspective. Number one is my sense is that the company was trying to have their cake and eat it too. They were saying, look, we're not going to play by all the normal rules. We're more innovative, faster, maybe even smarter than the rest of you. But when they got in trouble, they wanted everyone to come to their assistance. And I think there's an implicit contract there, which is, hey, you play by the rules, we're going to come help, we're going to roll out the cavalry for you. You choose not to, that's your decision, but don't expect us to show up when you get in trouble. And so I think that's something we need to think about. And the other thing was, I was really surprised by the attention and that this got, and the response was heroic. 4 countries, multiple agencies, commercial, and it was really heartwarming and inspiring. And I think about some of the other accidents that happened, and I say, well, why didn't 53 Indonesian submarines 2 years ago, or 8 people were lost on Mount Everest last month climbing it, or a couple hundred migrants were lost in a ship. And it makes me wonder, like, why do certain things gather so much attention and our resources and our energy and our money, and other things seem to pass by? And I don't have an answer to that.
All right. Well, David Marquet, thank you for your insight tonight. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.